So it would seem to be a good point to segue to the Madrid conference so we can talk about that diplomacy a little bit and then open things up for plenty of time for questions. Could I ask you, as you did with the Gulf War, to put this in context? What's the big picture? How should we think about Madrid?
Yeah, that's good. The big picture is this, that this is one, of course, the most intractable problems that any Secretary of State will ever face. It's been there for a long time. The United States has a big interest in a stable Middle East. We have a special relationship with Israel that's always going to be there, and we will always be there for Israel, regardless of whether we have Republicans or Democrats in the White House. But it's not necessarily Israel right or wrong, it's Israel right, and we're good allies. We had defeated Arab rejectionism in the Gulf by taking care of Iraq, the fourth largest army in the world, and a threat to the security of Israel. So we had credibility and with Israel for that. Israel had refrained from entering the war even though she'd been subjected to Scud missile attacks. We were very appreciative of that. We had great credibility with the people in the Gulf that we'd protected by kicking Saddam out of Kuwait. And it was a good time for us to make a major effort on Middle East peace. And anyway, some of the people who joined the coalition wanted us to say we would do that. And we said, look, a lot of people wanted us to link the two. And we said, no linkage. We're not linking action on the Middle East peace process with getting Iraq out of Kuwait. They need to get out and need to get out unconditionally. But guess what? When this is over, we're willing to try and make an effort to re-energize peace talks between Arabs and Israelis. So after we'd defeated Arab rejectionism in the Gulf, we had credibility with both the Israeli side and the Arab side. And we used that to bring all of Israel's neighbors to the table to meet face-to-face with it for the first time ever. First time ever, all of her Arab neighbors met face-to-face. The taboo, we broke a big taboo. That taboo was that these Arab countries wouldn't sit down face-to-face and negotiate peace with Israel because that was tantamount to recognizing Israel's right to exist. And we were able to get that, done. We had also just revoked in the UN the Zionism is racism resolution in the General Assembly. So we had additional credibility from the Israeli side as a consequence of that. And we were finally able to get the Arabs to agree to this. The key to it was Hafiz Assad, who was the father of the current dictator in Syria. And he was, the Israelis themselves will tell you that Assad's a tough customer, but he's a known quantity. We know who he is and what he is. And when he's tough to get an agreement from, but if he gives you an agreement, he'll keep it. And that was the ground when I was beginning these talks. And so I worked a lot on Assad. And he was the last one to come along. We got the Saudis at next to last, and we got Assad last. And when he agreed to come to Madrid, the Madrid Peace Conference, then we knew we had it. But there was a lot of negotiating with a lot of different countries in order to make that Madrid Peace Conference happen. People say, well, nothing happened as a consequence of Madrid. You broke that taboo, and that was great. And now, from time to time, the parties talk. But I would dispute that. The Jordan-Israel peace agreement was flowed directly from the Madrid conference, even though it was negotiated, and the Norwegians played the major role in getting that to happen.